Okay, this is a pajama shirt, so y'all have to be honest with me and tell me if you can tell. Hi everyone, so it is the best time of year. It is fall, autumn, if you are in the northern hemisphere like myself, and if you are also in the north, I guess, where we experience the fall foliage and the crisper weather, and everything's coming out, apple, pumpkin, spice, all the great things. Maybe you're sick of it, but I doubt you'd be clicking on this video if you were. So you're probably like me, you love this stuff. I love when the heat breaks down a little bit, and I love all the cliche fall flavors. I love all the cliche fall activities. And we're here to talk about it, but with an artistic lens. If you're like myself and you are an artist, maybe you're like, I love the fall season and I just need a little rejuvenation to my artistic process. I need some new ideas for my artistic creative brain because I love the fall season and I want to do fall cute things, but I also want to keep creating. I also want to feel inspired. So maybe I have some ideas that can help you. For this bucket list, I'm covering everything from like traditional painting, traditional art, to writing, if you're someone who likes to write, journaling, that kind of thing. If you follow me because of bullet journaling, maybe I can give you some bullet journaling ideas. And then there's just a bunch of other things that are creatively sprinkled in there. So if you're a creative person like myself, it doesn't always have to be a drawing or a painting or whatever you're used to doing, right? We can think of other ways to be artistic. We can think of other ways to be creative in the fall season that hopefully I can give you some ideas for. I have 10 fall artistic bucket list ideas for you this fall. Here we go. Number 1, what is more like best fall vibes than going to a drive-in movie? I haven't been to a drive-in movie in years, and it's been something that's been on my mind lately. I really want to go. There's something about going, not when it's too cold, but right before they close for the season maybe, and you get bundled up in your little sweaters and your sweatshirts, and you bring blankets with your friends, and you get a bunch of fall snacks and stuff. So going to a drive-in movie, maybe you see like a classic fall movie, maybe they're showing Hocus Pocus, maybe you're going to see a scary movie. I personally don't care for scary movies, but maybe you do. And if you're a writer, maybe you write a review about the movie that you go see. If you are a journaler, maybe you can journal about the experience, document the whole thing in your bullet journal, take some Polaroid pictures or something of you and whoever you go with. Maybe you print out a picture of the movie poster of the movie you went and saw, or maybe you add some doodles of the snacks that you ate, things like that. Make a little collage of it all. Or if you're a traditional artist or a digital artist, maybe you just draw your favorite moment from the movie. Maybe you draw your favorite character. Maybe you recreate the movie poster. Anything like that. I think it would be so fun to capture this memory of you going to the drive-in movie, which is such like a fun fall activity, with doing something artistic about it afterward to capture the memory. Number 2, you can create a recipe card. So what I mean by this is, what is more fall than baking a delicious fall recipe? So those classic flavors I was talking about earlier, find something apple, find something pumpkin, find something cinnamon, vanilla, butternut squash, like all these wonderful fall flavors that you think of. Find a recipe. Pinterest has a million of them. Bake it, which is creative within itself. You know, baking is a creative thing in my opinion. It's at least something with your hands that you're making, right? So bake it, and then if you like the recipe, save it by making a recipe card. So you can draw the final product of your baked good and make it a really cute artistic doodly drawing. Maybe you do some watercolor, and then you write the recipe next to it. And this could maybe be something that you start doing for yourself. Maybe you make your favorite recipes into recipe cards. It's just such a fun way to combine a couple hobbies into one, which is baking, and then also drawing and art of some sort, whatever you prefer. Or if you're a photographer and you're not really much of a actual drawer, you could just take a picture of the baked good and put it on the recipe card to make the recipe card cute. Add some washi tape, all that fun stuff. Number 3 is something that you've probably done, but maybe you could take it to the next level, which is going to a pumpkin patch. Obviously, quintessential fall activity. Going to a pumpkin patch, picking out some pumpkins to either carve or paint, but look on Pinterest, look wherever, and take your carving and your painting. I say combine them because I think that would be so cool. Like maybe you could do some carving and some painting on the pumpkin, especially as an adult. Maybe your artistic capability has increased a little bit, so now you can maybe expand on those very simple designs that we're all quite familiar with, you know? Number 4 is one of my favorite, but it's honestly maybe the most simple. Go on a fall hike, especially if you live somewhere like myself where the leaves change, they're beautiful, and just take reference photos. I know that we're all probably just so used to going online, especially something like Pinterest or Instagram or whatever it may be, and finding our own references through the internet. Taking your own reference photos and then painting them, there is nothing like it. You're going to be so much more excited to paint it, and you're gonna have that emotional connection to it. You're gonna have that memory associated with it, and it's just gonna be so much more meaningful when you have a finished product from it, because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's from that time I went on that fall hike. Maybe you bring someone with you, and that way you can, if you're someone who likes to draw people, you can draw people in the reference photos later on. So you can take reference photos with people in it. I think that's such a cool idea too. And these reference photos don't just need to be like landscape. Maybe you take reference photos of the apple cider donuts you get. There's so many possibilities. I think just keeping in mind that throughout the whole fall season, you could be taking your own reference photos that you can draw later is just such a fun idea and such a great way to capture those memories. This is kind of similar to the taking the reference photos, I apologize, but it's just going on a fall hike, walk, whatever, and drawing in plein air, drawing outside, drawing what you see, and taking maybe some colored pencils with you to quickly just sketch in and fill what the foliage looks like around you. Maybe it's drawing the people and all of their sweaters and their scarves. Go into a coffee shop, get yourself a little pumpkin spice latte, and then again, you can sketch the people who are coming in and out of the coffee shop in their little fall gear, their sweaters, their scarves. Maybe it's someone holding their pumpkin spice latte, and it's such a simple concept, but I think it could be so fun, so cute. Number 6, you can collect some leaves on all these walks and hikes and things that you're gonna be doing and pressing them in a journal. So I feel like I remember doing this as a kid. Like you'd find these, like a leaf, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, look at this leaf. It's like the coolest leaf I've ever seen. It's like really big, or you can get like a really red one, and pressing that in a journal and saving it forever. Like just such a simple thing that I feel like we don't do anymore. I don't know. It's just could be such a cool concept. You could even take that and do it with like fall flowers, and then write a little journal entry about your hike, about your time this fall, your feelings about fall, your feelings about change, maybe even. Could be so many different things, and the centerpiece around that could be this leaves you found and that you pressed along the way. Or maybe you collect a leaf from every other thing you've done from your fall bucket list, every experience you've gone to. So the pumpkin patch, the drive-in movie, the walk. You collect a leaf from each of those things, and then you press it in a journal, and they're all together. How cool is that? I love that idea. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. This is for my bullet journalers and journal people in general, but also I think even if you're not really a bullet journaler, if you're just an artist of some sort or someone who likes to write things down, whatever it may be, creating your own like fall bucket list spread. So taking maybe some of these ideas I've given you or other ideas that you've gotten and just making something like a really cute list out of it. Adding your own doodles, adding your own drawings, stickers, washi tapes, whatever it may be, making it really cute so that you want to go back to it and you want to complete all those things. Same vein, fall bingo cards. That can be fun. It can be very similar to where you just have the things that you have from your fall bucket list, but in a bingo card, and maybe you treat yourself to something. If you complete your fall bingo card, maybe you go get yourself a large pumpkin spice latte or something, or maybe you go extra hard at Trader Joe's and buying all the fall stuff, because I know that's what I would want to do. Or you could just add like funny things. You could be like, Wicked sucks or something. Wicked does terrible at the box office. It probably won't. I'm excited to see it. Silly things like that, even on your fall bingo card, could, instead of just feeling like you need to have bucket list items, you could just have like random things that could possibly happen. Number 8, that's 8, right? Yeah. Is making your own Halloween costume. Obviously, this is for folks if you celebrate Halloween. I think this is just such a fun thing to do that every time I do it, I never regret it. But every year, I'm always like, oh, that's gonna be too much work. Like, I don't have the time for it. Like, I get all poo-poo about it, even though I love Halloween. I think it's because, truthfully, yes, if you're an adult like myself, you might really be able to relate to this. It can be very hard to get a group of adults together to go out for Halloween, at least in my experience, like past the age of like 25, because everyone's just, we're getting older, we don't staying out as late, and it's hard to get everyone together. But every time we went out and we all got dressed up and I put something together myself, God, it was just, those costumes stick out in my head so distinctly, and I love how they turned out. I'll post pictures if I have them. Like, and you do not need to know how to sew or anything. You do not need to make everything yourself. Sometimes it's just literally the act of like going to Goodwill or Savers or thrifting, wherever you thrift, to find shirts that look like the character you want to dress up as or whatever. So that's pretty much what I've always done to make my costumes, is I either thrift everything or I've borrowed clothes from people that I know have similar things that are for the character. So I think it'll be fun. I'm going to show a bunch of pictures of characters I've dressed up as in the past and put those costumes together. The most artistic I probably was like when I was Yoshi, I hot glued some stuff. So again, you do not need to know how to sew. Like, I literally like hot glued eyes onto a green bucket hat and a little white circle for the stomach on the shirt. For when I was the Pharaoh from Yu-Gi-Oh, I just sprayed my hair pink, which I still to this day, I'm like, oh my God, I would love to, like, I wish I was brave to dye my hair, because I would, like, low-key, like, loved the way it looked. Making your own Halloween costume, even if it's just like putting a few things together from Amazon, from thrifting, from wherever you get your stuff, the act of just, even if you're not building, like, sewing it and creating it from like raw materials with your own hands from scratch, the act of assembling things is still creative and it's still really fun, and I think it just makes Halloween and the fall time so much more memorable. It will also maybe push you to actually go out and show off your costume and want to show it off to people, or maybe you're already invited to a Halloween party or something of some sort this season, then maybe now you will be inspired to make your own costume. Number 9 for fall bucket list ideas for every artist is making yourself a cozy cup of fall tea, whatever flavors you like. Maybe you have some pumpkin, maybe you have some apple, some chai, whatever you're into. And then also tea dyeing your own paper. I've seen people do this. I think I did this as a kid a couple times, and gosh, I remember it just feels so cool. You tea stain the paper and then it gets this such like authentic, real aged look to it. So if you use paper for anything, whether it's drawing, whether it's writing, whether it's journaling, I think it could be such a cool reason to make your own tea stain paper and then using it for those purposes that you normally have. So whether you're gonna draw on it, whether you're gonna paint on it, whether you're gonna use it as journal scraps or just write on it, I think could be so cool. And it's a just really cool way to have your favorite fall beverage, but also be artistic with it, you know? Yeah. Number 10 is something else that's pretty simple, but I've done it myself in the past, and so I can speak from experience that it is just such a fun, silly little thing to do, and it's a great way to just like have a casual art practice, which is watch your favorite fall TV show, movie, whatever that inspires you, and pause at random moments and draw what you see. So I've done this for Avatar, The Last Airbender, and I can post some of those pictures above here so that you can see. This is when I was a lot more into drawing characters, so this was a great exercise for me to practice drawing characters, practice drawing expressions is another really good way to do it. And the way you can kind of make it a challenge for yourself so that you're not like spending forever is set a timer. So I would set a 10-minute timer on some days. I think I would, if I wasn't quite done, I would stretch it to like 15 minutes, but it's just such an easy, quick way to practice your drawing, but also watch your favorite fall things. So maybe it's Hocus Pocus, maybe it's Over the Garden Wall, maybe it's Gilmore Girls. You just pause a couple times throughout while you're watching, sketch it in your sketchbook. Really simple, really cute, really fun. That is it for my fall bucket list ideas. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've never really made something like this before, but I just have been so busy in my personal life. I might have a video where I talk about that at some point, but without getting too into it, I just haven't been able to create a lot of art lately or videos. So this was something that I've just been thinking about, that these are things that I wish that I had the time to do right now, but unfortunately I just don't. So if you clicked on this video, maybe you do have the time to do some of these things right now, or you're just looking for a little inspiration. So I hope I was able to provide that. You definitely don't need to do all of these things. A bucket list does not need to be complete for it to be worth it. You can check off one thing, you can check off all 10. It doesn't make any difference as long as you've enjoyed your process, enjoyed making some art, and enjoyed your fall. If you liked this video, give it a like, leave a comment if you have anything that you like to do artistically in the fall time, or if you thought of any other ideas that might be fun and different for artists to do in the fall. And if you liked this video and you want to see more like this, let me know. Maybe I can try to come up with like a winter one, a spring one, a summer one, you know, as the seasons start to come. Appreciate you all watching this very silly little video, but honestly, sometimes life is silly, you know, life is just about enjoying the little things like fall. I hope I see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care until next time. Goodbye.